Hi, this is Daniela, and welcome to Bestie Life, the podcast, where we help you stop burnout now. If you're tired of running on empty, juggling all the things, and wondering when your life is supposed to feel better, you're in the right place. This show is your go-to space for real talk and practical strategies to help you protect your energy, create balance, and actually enjoy the life you're working so hard for. You'll get a mix of solo episodes and honest conversations with guests. My goal is to help you feel less alone, more empowered, and way more in control of your time and energy and well-being. So let's get into it. Hi, this is Daniela with Bestie Life, the podcast. Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm so glad you've stumbled across this little corner of the internet. In today's episode, I'm going to do things a little bit different. There's no big how-to or science deep dive. Instead, I want to bring you behind the scenes of something I've been working on for a while now. It's a refresh of this podcast, my website, and honestly, my whole brand. I'm so excited for this. It's not just about colors, logos, or fonts, though there's going to be some fresh visuals too. This is really about realigning everything I do and share with you to better reflect what I believe burnout prevention is really about. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let's talk about what's changing and maybe more importantly, also what's staying the same. So first I want to start with sharing a little bit about why I'm doing this refresh and everything like that. So I started this podcast in business because I really just saw too many people, especially high achieving, busy professionals like myself, as well as caregivers, completely wiped out, burned out, running on fumes and empty. And I just wanted to do something about it. And through my own personal journey of going through my own burnout, coming back, creating these habits, systems, strategies that intentionally make such a big difference, people were coming to me and asking, what I was doing and felt, were looking for this validation and permission and wanted to share this mission with the world. So for a while, my focus was very research heavy, science-backed tools, facts about stress hormones, strategies to help you function again, where you're overwhelmed. And that's still important. That's the foundation. That's kind of where I've come from with my social work background, that clinical basis of everything I'm doing. But here's the thing. Burnout prevention isn't just about avoiding collapse. It's about building something better and about creating a life you really want to wake up to every day that you're excited about. And I realized my brand wasn't fully showing that. It wasn't showing that side of my personality, showing that side of my business, showing that side of the transformation. I've always had a very serious, practical side. That's kind of who I am. But I also have that joy and that spark. And I don't think my business really reflected that joy, the play, the color, the freedom, that real spark that comes when you finally feel like you're living a life that fits you. So this refresh, it's about bringing that energy front and center so that you see it, you feel it, and it really represents the brand. So let's talk about now what's changing. First is the vibe a little bit about this podcast. The podcast is getting a glow up. You're still going to get tons of practical tips and relatable stories, but I'm also going to be bringing in a lot more solo episodes like this one, more behind the scenes reflections, and more real talk about what it actually feels like to rebuild your life from burnout or to prevent burnout on the day-to-day. You'll hear more about joy, about energy, about feeling good in your body, in your life, about choosing your schedule instead of being kind of a slave to it. I want you to feel seen and inspired when you hit play. Not like you're sitting in a lecture, but like you're talking to a friend who truly, truly gets it. I'm also getting an update on my website and some of my visuals in my brand. My website's getting a total refresh. I'm so excited. Kristen Johnson, through the Small Business Development Center at Buff State, is helping to bring you a cleaner layout, brighter colors, easier navigation, more me, more you, more of that feeling of you're safe here and you're allowed to take up space here and just kind of like at your favorite little place to hang out. And honestly, that visual part matters because when you're burned out, even looking at one more cluttered screen or having to deep dive to find something can feel like a chore. And I want my site to really feel like a breath of fresh air, an easy place for you to just show up. And then the message. At the heart of it all, this is a shift in some of my messaging from, burnout is bad, let's fix it, to you get to live a life you love. No justification, no excuses. So yes, we'll still talk about boundaries, my favorite B word, and recovery and nervous system regulation, but we're also going to talk about designing your dream days, making space for hobbies and the things that light you up, reclaiming fun in your life, laughing on the daily, dressing in ways that make you feel amazing, and all of the different facets of self-care that you're going to be weaving into your life. Because burnout prevention isn't just a science, it's an art. It's a lifestyle, and that's the energy that I'm stepping into and want to start bringing to you. Now, of course, some things aren't changing because there's a lot of great things that I want to keep and stay the same. So I'll always be bringing you practical tools that actually work, research-backed insights, but in a kind of normal way of explaining and speaking so that you understand it. I love analogies, so you'll see I use a lot of analogies to do that. Encouragement without the fluff, as well as just a deep respect for how complex real life is. No judgment, no shame, just understanding life is complicated and we're all trying to figure it out. This is still just a space for people who want more than bubble baths, and it's for people who are done with being overwhelmed and ready to build something better, step by step. So the core mission, it's still here, just with better lighting and a little more glitter. What does this mean for you? I want you to know I've been listening for a while, and thank you for everyone who's given me your feedback, your insights, and just shared your story with me. Truly, your time, your energy, your support, it means the world to me, and I hope this refresh makes your experience even better. And if you're new here again, welcome. This is a great time to jump in because we're not just talking about avoiding burnout anymore. We're talking about creating a life that lights you up. I want this podcast to be your place you come to when you need maybe some motivation, validation, or just a moment to remember who you are. A place where you're reminded that you're allowed to make changes. You're allowed to pivot. You're allowed to build a lifestyle that works for you and be a different version of yourself. And burnout recovery doesn't have to be boring or clinical. It really can be joyful, exciting, and even fun. So before we wrap up, I have a quick invitation for you. I'd love for you to be a part of this next chapter with me. If you have topics you want covered, questions you want answered, or just want to say, hey, you can always DM me, send me an email, message me in any way. I personally read every single one. Lets me know what's resonating and what to give you more of. So cheers to the refresh, to honoring how far we've come on this journey together, because I could never have done it without you, and get excited about where we're going. Here's to not just surviving your life, but loving it. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you next time with more tools, stories, and support to help you go from exhausted to empowered and beyond. Take care of yourself. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you got something out of this episode that really made you feel seen, supported, or just a little bit more grounded. If you have any questions or thoughts, I'd love to hear from you. And if you're up for it, please leave me a 5-star review. That will help more people find the show and join this community. I'll leave you with 2 of my favorite quotes. Alone we may be strong, but together we're stronger. And when we support each other, incredible things happen. So let's keep showing up for ourselves and each other, and maybe even have some fun while we're at it. I'll talk to you soon.